Hello everyone, it's autumn time and you can see the turtleneck is here and it's a fine day. I've been kind of longing for autumn and the beauty of it. So in this video I want to talk about how when you reach a goal and when you arrive at the point where you kind of wanted to be at. I'm just gonna open the window here. And this is regarding like lifestyle, economy and such, and I have mentioned this before that I will talk about this regarding time and money, family life, and well, everything depends on what you're after in life. If you have an interest in very expensive cars or something like that, then you really need to have money and make money. For me, for example, I do some expensive stuff, maybe a trip here and there, journey, travel, or some gear I buy sometimes, but that is kind of on the average level. And so, for those of you who have been following my channel, you know that I've been working as a digital nomad for 5 years. Well, I began in 2011, and I did a video about this 4 years ago, and then a blog post of kind of how to uh, start your journey as a digital nomad and get into all that. So, and even if I've been doing that, I always been working. I think it's kind of nice to go somewhere and work. And for the last year, I've been a store manager for organic food shop, and I left that position. So now I'm just doing my own business, and it's funny because like immediately I have some other opportunities of there's a eco shop, organic shop near where we live. So that's kind of very nice, kind of like just downhill from where we live. uh, Very fresh shop, new recently opened and so on, and some other things. So immediately I have these opportunities, and for me the safety net was my own business. That's kind of the background for whatever I do. I'm not dependent and on anything or anybody, but I always find it enjoyable to at least have some working place you go to, to do something for, yeah, just be engaged in the community, in the place where you live and you act in, so to say. So and yeah, so immediately I got some new kind of things to discuss with various jobs and positions. But this time, since my goal is time, and you know to have time to do, look, when you're kind of economically independent, it doesn't mean that you don't do anything. I mean, even if you're a billionaire, you have to do things. You have to kind of keep track and organize the money. You always have something to do. The thing about being economically independent is that you are not a slave for anybody else. You're not dependent on anybody else. It doesn't mean that you're rude person, who just like sees every job as a slave farm. No, it's like you're just not dependent. Like, you can value things differently. You can say, maybe I don't need to work Monday to Friday 9 to 5. Maybe for me it's enough to have 1, 2, 3 days on a paper just for the sake of it. So that's the economical independence. And it's also for me it also means that you can actually take a vacation or plan free time whenever it suits you. So kind of freedom. I mean, are we really free? But in a good way, it's kind of as far as you can take it. So anyway, so this time around with these newly arrived opportunities, I'm gonna kind of be restrained and not to bind my time too fast, because my priority right now is time for family, for my own work, and for my part-time studies to finish my master's in philosophy, and for the next year, and even perhaps during the winter to do some trips and travels and such. So what I want to say is, like, I've been talking sometimes in videos about how you can kind of motivate yourself, as I mentioned in a recent video. Like, you know, as water breaks a crack in a mountain, you know, you're never gonna pull back. You're just gonna further into the rock, into the mountain, and in the end the mountain will crack and be crushed. So determination is a very important thing, but then also you have to realize, how do you reach a goal? How do you know you have reached a goal? It's not like it's New Year's Eve where there's a kind of a, you know, thing that has to kind of point to, ta-da, you made it, congratulations. It's not a game, and there is nothing in the time nor money, but it's kind of like a slowly evolving process. And like, it finally hit me, and I was so euphoric to my wife. I said, like, wow, we made it. We made it. We are economically independent. We have and that means basically it's very different for all people, all families, right? So that means basically that you have something that is your own, which gives you money. It can be a shop, an online business, something which you have chosen, something which is yours, and that makes you independent in a sense. So for me, it's the online thing, and she has her own things. And then you have also saved up. You have some, you know, backup stuff. You have a buffer, and from that point you can always have something else part-time which you enjoy. As I said, this time around I'm going to be careful not to kind of bind myself up full-time, because I don't need it, I don't want it, and it does make time go faster. I did a video last year about why time feels like it's going faster, and of course it does when you do the same thing week after week after week. When you know, like, Monday to Friday between certain times, your days, you know what's going to happen. So for me, it's always been very important to be where I want to be, and I'm the kind of person, I go full into something. So if I feel like it's not totally graceful and, you know, worthy, I'm not there. So because I value my life and my time, and I'm in this position where I can do that. So yeah, I did this video a year ago. I can leave a link to it, where I talked about why you might fool yourself into thinking time goes faster. But when you work and you know your whole year basically will be, you know, everything between Monday Friday is gone. You're serving somebody else, you're making money for somebody else. You have to be really into it. You have to really be happy, because otherwise all that, you know, frustration or maybe you know, dissatisfaction and such, it creates bad tendencies, bad neural connections in one's brain, and we are responsible for that. So we are responsible. If I want to be somewhere, you try to be at that place. If you're not somewhere you want to be, it's your responsibility to take yourself away from something, because it's nobody else's fault, you know. So that's the thing, like, you really have to take responsibility for your own well-being and your own kind of life and the state you want to live in. And that is connected, of course, to money, to relationships and such. So for me, coming from a family situation, and I know there are many people online on YouTube who are single, or, you know, just traveling and living in tents and vans and stuff. And if I was in this situation 10 years ago or something, I'd probably be doing the same thing. So when you have a family, you have to kind of add up a bit. You have to make certain you have more, and you have it much more waterproof around you. So anyway, to go back to the point of the video, like, it's very important to have a determination, but you also have to remind yourself, like, have you reached the place you want to be at? Because sometimes the determination and the work can make you, like, just fly like an arrow, and you miss the kind of moment to realize, hey, you know, it's here. Like in my case, I have a good home. I have a healthy family, two beautiful daughters and a beautiful wife. We have all we need. We have all our economic setup. We enjoy traveling in the future and such, and we will do that. And yeah, so I mean, as I said, when you have a family compared to being a kind of like a single person, the digital nomad, then you can just go off tomorrow. So you have to plan a bit, and it's different. um, so yeah, so as I said before, sometimes like I will talk more about this on my channel, like the practical everyday, not every day, but kind of the economical aspects. Like perhaps if you're like me, you might get some benefit from it, some inspiration. I mean, if you're somebody who enjoys sports cars and I don't know, have a different lifestyle, then you're probably not interested in this. um, so for me, the value is time and pursuit of a higher goal in life and your family. And of course, with that, if you it always involves to having, as a man, you have to be providing and safeguarding the wealth of the family. That's like the baseline, of course. And so for me, I can finally like say we've reached the goal. We are there where I wanted us to be. I was there, like, I mean, we did travel and we were in this situation even before, but now it's on a totally based and firm level with all the practicalities and aspects you need as a family. It's different when you're a couple who has just got your first child and so on. So and you have to also kind of feel like, is this something which will hold up for 5-10 years in the future? And so I can say we have reached that goal. And this is a spontaneous video. I really feel like sharing this because I've been talking about these things, and yeah, it's really funny sensation when you realize you are there. You're like where you wanted to be. Like I wanted to live close to places in nature. I want to have time to go to nature. I want to have time for this and that. I want to. It's there. It's there. It's there. And what can I say? It's yeah. It's and it all depends on your individual preferences and how you want to have your lifestyle. What are you dependent upon? I mean, some things make it easier. I mean, if you're a person who is healthy and you don't waste money on toxic stuff, and you have good things, make it easier, of course. So anyway, and there are more things which are kind of happening right now, and yeah, more about that later on. But this month of September is really a kind of a milestone month for us as a family, and also for me, and my wife too. But yeah, that's another thing. So it's a good month, a good start of the autumn, and I just wanted to share that before I continue on, because it was raining a bit now. So thank you for watching. See you soon. Take care and have a good weekend. Ciao.